Hey guys, real quick, only 40% of our viewers are actually subscribed, so let's change that right now. Hit that subscribe button right below. Speaking of weather, San Francisco 49ers at the Cleveland Browns. The Niners are favored by 5.5, but it's in Cleveland, and it's going to be rainy, or it's going to be cold and windy at least. We'll get the updated report here.
As of right now, they've got a lake effect snow warning in Cleveland.
Oh, this is wonderful. Shadur's first home start, so he makes his home debut here as the starter. And if you remember the last time the Niners went into Cleveland, Purdy was like 12 for 27 or something like that. Now it wasn't all him, but that was one of those games I think I had to defend some of the.
That was
grading.
wet, right? That was the game. It was
It was
rainy
like
game.
a little. It was like not wintry, but it was rainy and windy and just Cleveland weather.
Yeah.
And he goes 12 of 27, but a lot of that was drops. Like that was
right.
Like
he just
McCaffrey dropped.
The ball kept flopping out of his hand as well.
So he had some bad throws. McCaffrey dropped what could have been a 50-yarder. I think Ayuk dropped what could have been like a 30-yarder. And that was one of the games I may have had to inform Cleveland ownership why their coverage grades were low that day for PFF.
Yeah.
I had to like send a telegram.
I know your numbers are good, but it turns out that was because the players kept dropping footballs.
It was one of those,
not because you covered well.
I had to bring context to the grades because maybe the leadership in Cleveland was questioning what was going on at the time.
It's like when we were.
Am I free to speak about this now? Are we past all time here? So I had to explain. Look, this isn't an excuse, but like 7 drops or whatever it was by San Francisco. Purdy, it goes 20 of 27 for like 350 because all those guys were open.
It is amazing, the capacity of the human brain to just toss out information that passed by its eyeballs mere minutes ago is mind-blowing. Like, again, it's like the J.J. Watt thing, right? I know I just watched Caleb Williams put the ball in harm's way at least 3 significant times, but he had a really good game because none of those were recorded on the stat sheet. I looked at the stat sheet and I see 3 touchdowns and no interceptions. And so he played really well, even though what I just watched was him throw the ball to defenders twice and him have some sort of complete conniption in the end zone and lead directly to 7 points to the opposition, right? The Browns are sitting there in their fancy booth with canapes and, drinks and whatever, and they're watching wide open 49ers players all game long drop the football. And then they come out at the end of it and they're like, why are our coverage grades really low? I'm going to get onto those PFF people and be like, what's the deal? Look at that. I'm looking at the numbers right now, and I'm seeing really, really good passing efficiency by this defense. I'm going to need an explanation here. You're like, the explanation is you just watched all these guys drop the ball when they should have had. What are you talking about?
And it's why I mentioned the weather and the outdoors, and it goes both ways, right? I think dome teams have a disadvantage. I think Cleveland and Chicago and the Jets and the Giants have an advantage when it comes to playing better defense. Doesn't mean every year they're always going to have a better defense, but when you have games where it's difficult to throw, and by the way, it's difficult to throw, it's difficult to catch as well. That is all factored in. That's why passing efficiency is down in some of those stadiums.
And the weather forecast for this game involves wind of 21 miles an hour with gusts up to 44.
This is beautiful. So you have Brock Purdy, who's already working with a below-average NFL arm, is going to deal with great anticipation in his 3 bad throws the other day. Kyle said late. I said late. Late, floated, off target. They were bad. They were all picked. I'm not going to get into the Kurt Warner thing, but I did in my class last night, my football analytics class, Kurt Warner's analysis, because he said Purdy made 3 mistakes.
Just 3 mistakes
the other day.
That's it.
That they all happened.
That's a good game.
But he was relating to himself because he's like, when I made I will bring this up. This is an interesting dynamic because his theory, and this is something I would love to test. His theory is that touch throwers or below. Kurt had a good arm, right? Yeah. Purdy does not have a good arm from a pure velocity standpoint. But Kurt was saying, I throw with touch. I used to throw with touch. Therefore, when I missed, it got picked more often.
Right.
And I saw somebody immediately in the comments is like, I wonder if this is Caleb Williams' low interception total, or even say like Josh Allen had low interception totals relative to the passes that he made.
Remember, people always made the argument that Brett Favre simply threw the ball too hard to catch from a defensive point of view. Like the fact he's throwing knowing that it's going to go right through the hands of the defender.
Yeah.
Because he's throwing a bullet every time.
I mean, that was, yes. you're like my read is through the linebacker's face.
Exactly. Right. What I'm attempting here is to literally throw it through the hands of the defender, but it's right in front of my guy.
It's an interesting question to ask. Do Brock Purdy's turnover-worthy plays, are they more likely to get intercepted? Now, listen, off the top of my head, when Purdy was killing it early on, there were many games that he got away with stuff.
Yeah.
And we were like, listen, he's been great. However, here's 2, here's 3. So I think it probably evens out over time, but that was Kurt's theory.
I think there's also something interesting about this idea of, he made 3 mistakes, and he basically said he made 3 mistakes, and 3 mistakes is a good game from a quarterback, right? It's like, it sort of depends what the mistakes are.
Well, there's levels
right?
to it. Yeah.
Right. There's Caleb Williams' mistake, which is you ran into your own end zone, panicked, and threw the ball on the floor. And that ended up with 7 points for the opposition.
That's worse than an overthrow.
Right. That's about as big a mistake as you could possibly make. It's certainly a bigger mistake than you made the right read, threw the ball in the right general direction, and you were off by a yard, and that ended up being the result of an interception, right? It would be interesting to sort of know, what percentage of just, if you literally just recorded it as mistake or not, what percentage of mistakes end up as turnover worthy? Yeah.
I mean, that's what, if you just go check out Kurt's Twitter feed, because he's talking through this, and I think it's interesting because I think he's halfway there. He's quantify things. And if he says, I chart all these games and a 3-mistake game is great,
right? His
next level, I think, would be to chart levels of, they have 4 different levels of mistakes.
Yeah.
And then you just backtest it and say, okay, how often do the most disastrous mistakes actually become turnovers?
Right. We apparently have a Brock Purdy Shouty Show segment that we can fire up right now.
Yeah, let's get it. Shouty shows are going to help us preview this game. Let's do it.
Brew, are you worried about Purdy?
Worried?
Okay. Come on, man.
No, sir. Yeah. Mr. QB wins. Asking me if I'm worried?
He has won 3 games.
Yeah, in 4. He's 3-1. They're 8-4 overall. Last night they beat a playoff contender handily.
Despite
and I'm
him.
supposed to be worried? I ain't worried at all. I'm quaking! I'm overwrought! I am trembling like a twig in a windstorm. That's how worried. You're worried. I wish I was only worried.
Just cancel the show. We can't get any better than this. You're the best. You got to be a solo.
Google me, Wilds.
You're unbelievable.
Google me. Check my IMDb page.
I don't belong.
You don't think a brother can act.
I
now
don't
you
belong.
do. Now you know.
I don't belong here. I need to go to AAA or something. You're the best.
I don't even know what I'm listening to.
I mean, it's I don't know. I can't remember what his show's called. Nick Wright's show with Jalen Rose, right? That's what that was.
First things first.
Is that what they call it?
I don't know.
It's whatever that show is.
I don't watch any of those shows.
Yeah.
Except on Wednesdays.
Right. More than
he's being sarcastic here about Purdy?
No.
Or are you saying he's legit?
Like he's legit. I mean, look, we sort of made this point coming out of that game. By the way, I guess they are technically, but beating a playoff, they beat the Panthers. I guess technically they're a playoff contender, but are they really?
I wasn't catching what was sarcasm and what wasn't there.
Yeah.
So
I mean, look, we brought up this point that that was not a good game from Brock Purdy. I would say, despite Kurt's assertions that 3 mistakes is a really good game. I would argue more that you turn the ball over 3 times, that's not great. We sort of raised this point that Mac Jones was playing well. Yes, Brock Purdy, I believe, is a better quarterback in isolation and a better combination with a Shanahan offense when everything's going well. But is Brock Purdy A, 100% healthy, and B, playing his best football at the moment? Because I think both of those things need to be, the answer to those both needs to be yes in order for him to be an upgrade over Mac Jones. But they already made the call to go back to him. So now you can't go back to Mac Jones and be like, actually, psych, he wasn't really healthy. You're kind of stuck with it now. So what if you just put him in there and either he's not 100% healthy or he's not playing his best football or one because of the other, And now you've just downgraded a quarterback at a time when you don't really have the margin for error because your defense is pretty bad and you need the best version of your quarterback.
Yeah, I'm not worried about Brock Purdy overall. Just in the
not like long term,
yeah,
but like over
in
the
this
down the
season.
stretch.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about him in this game.
Yeah,
because I think it's going to be tough throwing the ball. You've got this high volume Christian McCaffrey running attack and short passing game, and what they're going to be able to do against this Cleveland defense and the way they're playing and their pass rush.
Like they've got, I would say, 2 very good defenses, 2 pretty good defenses, and 1 pretty rough defense down the stretch. So, you kind of need the best version of whoever your quarterback is in those games, most of them.
We've got shouty shows on the other side as well. Before we get to that, I just don't want to forget, we get to watch Myles Garrett and Trent Williams go up against each other. And Trent, maybe not as good as he was a year or two ago, still great.
This is another one of those things, though.
Matchup-wise.
Like, if you were the Browns, why would you have a single snap of Myles Garrett versus Trent Williams if you're the Browns? Why would you not
Well, it goes
put him...
both ways because if he actually wins that matchup,
Yeah,
it's
always...
like the value of when you actually win that matchup is through the roof.
But that's always
because you have other matchups that you can win.
But that's always the argument that, I mean, I guess, fine. Give him the first series. And if he doesn't quite obviously whoop up on Trent Williams, then let's say, all right, that's a nice idea, but let's instead go and ruin Colton McKivitt's life on the other side of the line.
But it's more so because if he does go to the other side of the line, you have to do what every other team is doing, which is double, chip. You have to do a lot of work, where maybe if it's Trent Williams, like Trent Williams gets help too, but you're going to get less help. And so you don't have to change all of your blocking schemes. First off, I would just move Garrett around anyway.
Which they do. They do some of that.
Right, but the way the Packers do it more with Micah Parsons, or like the Steelers do at 0 with T.J. Watt. But I would move him around more just because, you don't.
I just don't
don't know where he's going to be.
I don't see the edge to taking the best pass rusher in the NFL and putting him one-on-one against one of the few people in the NFL with a reasonable shot of actually surviving that matchup and blocking him. When the other side of the line, he wins basically every snap. I mean, Colton McKivitz is not Stone Forsythe, but Colton McKivitz can't block Myles Garrett one-on-one. So why would you not know that and say he's going to spend all his time on that side of the line? Like, someone else can get his ass kicked by Trent Williams, or at least, go one-on-one and have a tough match. Like, what's the point in self-neutralizing the best pass rusher in the NFL by putting him up against a truly elite offensive tackle?
I don't know. See what they do.
I don't get that. Like, I understand what you're saying, which is if he wins that matchup,
He's good enough to win 3 or 4.
Right. Well, then Alex Wright or whatever has a good shot against Colton McKivitz, and suddenly you've got a completely unstoppable defensive line. It's like, but
Wunderkind has just been re-signed.
But generally, that's not what happens. Like, generally, the elite pass rusher going up against an elite offensive tackle, it kind of neutralizes.
Yeah.
So I would say, knowing that that's the case, why even take the chance that Trent Williams can block him? Let's just move him to the other side.
Sacrifice Alex Wright over there to him.
Yeah.
All right, well, Shadur's first home start. Let's hear what Skip Bayless had to say about him.
Jimmy Haslam knows they are back in business. They have found their guy. They had 5 quarterbacks. They even had Bailey freaking Zappi. And I said, Shadur should start game 1 for this team, and it would energize everybody because it's a pretty good football team. The defense we know is very good. Myles Garrett is simply the best. With Judkins, they're going to have some juice in the run game they haven't had. You got all that.
Thanks for watching all the way to the end of the video.
Check the Mic is live Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, so be sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss a video.
You heard the man. Subscribe.